Yes, greetings. In this video I want to show you how to create the Google Forms. So you are going to create something like this, a form that allows you to guide your prospects or maybe do a simple invitation without having to use the templates. Now, because some of you on this call may not have a website, so they may not attach the form to their website. So what we're going to do, we're going to create this form using Google Forms, which is free. The only thing you need is having a Gmail account or your email address. So I want to use an example of a form. So I'll open one form here on my Chrome to show you exactly what we want to create. So on my end, I realize that let's say this is a form of someone. So let's say this is the link of that form. When I open it, it loads on Chrome. So we want to create something like this, a form with a title, a few photos, button of next, and the entire guideline which capture the details or what exactly you need your prospects to fill in. So the first thing I want to do in the process of creating our own form is on Chrome. So ensure you use Chrome. So we'll open a new tab. I believe you know how to open a new tab, and on our new tab here we are going to search on Google Forms. So we go ahead and type Google Forms, and when you type Google Forms, and then you just search it as it is. Now the first result that comes up, Google Forms sign in, you click it. So you click on Google Forms sign in, and then you'll find an empty form like this. So we want to start creating our form from scratch. So we'll be using this other form which is already created as a mirror. So the first thing we do, we can have maybe two tabs, this one with the form which have all the details we need, and the other tab which is a blank form. So we are going to start with the title. So I'll open. So of course we'll be switching between the two tabs. You can switch using the two tabs using the box on the top right corner of your screen, which normally will be showing exactly how many tabs are opened right now on Chrome. So I prefer I use Chrome while doing this. So let's get going. So I'll get back to this form here, and then I'll copy the title. So I'll copy this title here. I'll leave you now to highlight something, and then you copy, and then I go ahead to the other our form which we are creating from scratch, and then I'll highlight this title, and then I paste it. So I go ahead and highlight the title, here, and I paste. Normally when this box of title cannot be blank, so if you delete everything, it will bring back the untitled form. So I highlight it, and then I go ahead and paste. It will paste the title, and this exact title will also be the title of our form. So where it is written untitled, when you click it untitled, it will bring up the title of our form. The next thing, we go ahead and copy our form description. So the form description is exactly the text after the form title. So we go ahead and copy it, and then we paste. So I copy it, and then I go ahead and paste on the description. As simple as that. So if you realize that maybe your form is reloading, just do away with the several tabs opened on your end. So the form description, we'll go ahead and click it, and then we paste our description. Good. As simple as that. The next thing we want to do is to add a photo. So we'll go back to the form where we are mirroring, and then of course we long press the photo. So when you long press the photo, like in this case, if you long press the photo, it will give you an option to download. So you long press the photo, then we click on download. The photo will be downloaded to our device, which means now we have the photo on our device. So when the download is complete, that we go back to our form, the one we are creating. Then of course we go ahead and you click on the photo part. So the photo icon is this one here at the bottom. You will see that image icon. So you click it, and then it will bring up, of course, the window for uploads. So you go ahead and click on upload, and when you click on upload, you click on browse, and then it will give you a few options on the bottom. So in this case, we're going to click on photos and videos. It will take us to the internal storage of our phone. So I'll click on the photo, and of course it will be uploaded back to our form. If maybe you realize that it wasn't uploaded, maybe it means our Chrome have huge cache, so we need to clear the cache. Like in this case, it is telling me something to do with the memory. So let's do it again. Click on the image, then we upload it again. If you have used Chrome for long, maybe you need now to clear the cache. Sometimes it may interfere with the loading and the browsing speed of your Chrome. So let's do it again. Then we click on the photo. And our photo is now uploaded. And the next thing we want to do is, you see that above our photo there is this question here. So we want to do away with this question. So I'm going to click these three dots, and then you remove the question. Or better still, I can move this question to under the photo. So you can go ahead and delete that question, because we don't want a question there. Then the next thing is, after our image here, we would like to go to the next section. If you see this other side, the form we are copying from, after the title, the description, and the photo, it have a button of next, meaning to the next page. So the form we are creating, we want to also take it to the next page. So if you want our form to show us the next page, we are going to click this icon after the photo. So we click the photo so that that button of next is placed after the photo. So the button of next will be brought about by this icon here on the bottom right corner. You see those two boxes there. Yes, next to the one of video, those two boxes there, that one. So that is what we are going to click. So we go ahead and click it after clicking the photo. So we click the photo first, so that when we click this icon, the boxes, that entire section is placed right after the photo. So we're now on section 2, and on section 2, of course, the first one is untitled section. So this section will be called introduction. So we can go ahead and write it in capital, introduction. So this title will be called introduction. Introduction. We'll go to highlight it, and then you click letter B below it to make it bold. And then of course we start the questions. So we can go ahead and go and copy our questions from here. So when you click on this other form, we have next. So we go ahead and copy our questions. Now what you do, just copy the question. Like in this case, you copy that question, then you go ahead and copy it. Or you highlight the question and then you copy it. You highlight and then you copy it like that. Then we come this side. Where we are creating our form. We go ahead and open our new form, the form we are creating. Then after introduction, the first question is full name. So we go ahead and click on type full name. If we realize that after the section there is no question, so how do we add a question? So a question is added by this plus on the bottom left corner. So when you click on that plus, ensure you click the plus after clicking where you want the question to be added after which box. So like in this case, I'm going to first of all click that section where it is written introduction, then I type plus so that the question is added right below it. Now we have a question right below it, and then I'll long press that question, and then I go ahead and paste. And then it is supposed to be a short answer the way it is, so that somebody can type here. So if on your side this part is not showing a short answer, you just click on this box of short answer, and then of course you go ahead and choose short answer. Also, the questions by default should be required. So if your end, this required button is not on by default. Great. So as I was saying, to make our questions required by default, we are going to click on the settings, and you click on the settings part, and when you click on settings, you scroll down, and then on the default, the questions default, by default you make them to be required. So makes the questions required by default, meaning all questions the person will have to fill them before clicking on the submit button. So let's continue by adding the question. So we say that to add a question, first of all, click the box which or where you are the last question, so that when you click on this plus where we are adding a new question, you click on plus, you are able to add, or the plus will add a new question box after the previous one. So we click on plus, we have a new question. So we go ahead and add all of the questions as we want, and we say that if maybe your question have choices, you will click multiple choice and add options. If your question is where somebody is supposed to type, you choose on short answer, so that it bring up a box of typing. So we're going to add all the questions. So I'll pause the video, add the questions, and then continue. So we keep adding the questions, like you see there is. Great. So now we want to add a section, or not really a section, but now we want to add like this question number 7, which does not have a question, which is basically a title and a photo. So we're going to copy the question, just long press the question and copy it, and then you go ahead and long press the photo and download it. That is the photo we want to use. Then we get back to our form here, and now on our form we are not going to click on plus, because the plus will give us a box of typing a question, or basically will by default we'll have the box of typing in an answer, and in this case we don't, that question number 7 does not have an answer. So you're going to click on this TT, this one, the double T, and when you click on double T, it will bring us the option of a description and a title, like that, and title. So what we're going to do, because this description, you see, we did click the last question, so it brought the description on this and above the photo. So we'll go to click on undo at the top. So we undo the section, then we scroll to the bottom and click the last question number 6 is when we click on TT, so that it brings the untitled section to the bottom. Then we're going to add our photo. By now you remember adding the photo, we click on the camera or that photo icon, then we click on upload, and then we browse. So we're gonna select the photo we want to use, any of the product photos, or maybe a banner with the products, like that. We click it, then it is uploaded to our form, like that. And then the title of this photo could be number 7. Like in this case, we can title our image to be number 7, like that. Or what we do, let the untitled, or the part written untitled title to be number 7. Whichever of them can be number 7. So like in this case, I'll choose that, and then you'll make it bold. And then in that case, I'll remove the image description or the image title, like that, so that we don't have 2 image titles. And then next you continue by adding the question. So we just click on plus, and then we add number 8, and then of course you'll continue copying them as you add. So in this case, just keep on copying, and then you add the question, you copy, then you add. So like in this case, my side, I'll do them a little bit faster. So you go ahead and copy that, and I know the answer is yes and no. So I'll long press that, and then I copy. I do the same to number 9. I also long press number 9, and then I copy, and I long press number 9, and then I copy, like that. I also do the same to number 10, and I see number 10 is not a question. So number 10, I'll also long press and then I copy. Then I long press the photo and then I download. Then I go to number 11, which is a question also. I also long press and I copy. You see the answer is yes, no. And then I do the same to number 12. It's also a yes, no answer. So do the same to that one. Long press and then I copy. And then I do the same to number 13. Long press, then I copy. And then of course, last but not least, I also copy number 14. So that is how I do them. Copy. So when I come back to my form here, I'll start adding the questions. So question number 8 is here. So I'll go and paste number 8. I long press and then I select all. Then I can go ahead and make it bold. So I'll click letter B. Like that. So I want to make this bold. So I'll click on select all. Then click B to make it bold. And then of course the choices are yes, no, like that. So I'll click on option 1, click yes, type yes, then option 2, no, like that. Option 2. We're gonna continue. Of course, we add the next question. So that was number 9. So then next question, that is number 10, is not more of a question. It's more of a title and a description. So number 10 is more of a title and description. We're gonna use the TT as I had showcased previously in number 7. So we're gonna click on TT, and when you click on TT, after keying in the options of number 7, we click on TT, and then we're gonna put in the title. So the title of this section, we select the untitled part, and then we click number 10, and then we also select it all and we make it bold so that it rhymes with other questions. And then we go ahead and add the photo. Click on the camera, add photo. We're gonna upload. We upload the photo that matches that question. And the photo uploads. Then we go ahead and add the next question. And the next question is TT. So click the photo and then we add the next question. Click on plus, and the next question is added right below the photo, and this one will be number 11. We go ahead and select it, and then of course we make it a bold. So we make it a bold, and the answer is yes and no. Then we add the next question, and that will be number 12. And then number 12 is the requirements. We also make it bold. The answer is yes, no. And then we add number 12, or I mean number 13. And then of course number 13, we also make it a bold, and then the choices is already, and recommend a friend. So we add the 2 choices, then we add the next question. The next question is the last one, and that is number 14. We also make it a bold, and then we go ahead and change this from multiple choice to short answer, because it is a box somebody's to type. And then this last question will make it as not required because it is optional. And then the next thing we're gonna do is to make a few edits. The number here, you will edit it to your number. The number in the question number 13, you edit it to your number, and that is how to create the form. Also the question number 10, which is having a date, you will be editing this daily to read the date of the day you want the people to fill the form they are attending your sessions. Like in this case, I say date 19. If I wanted to be date 20th, that is how you edit it. And then now I want us to get the link of our form, so you click on send here. So you click on this icon of send on the top, and when you click it, you will see publish. So we go ahead and click on publish, and then it will bring us the link there. So we also can click on shorten, so click on that box of shorten, and then when we click our link here, you can easily copy it. So now that we have our link, what we do, we go ahead. When we get back to our WhatsApp, like here, we'll copy the entire message which was having the link of the form. We copy the entire text, and then what we do now is very simple. When we long press this entire message, which is what will be sharing the prospect, so maybe I paste it here to my keyboard, and then what I'll do is we long press the link in that text, and the link is this one here. So the link itself, and then we replace it with our link, the link of our form, and the link of our form is this one here on the keyboard. So that is the link of our form. There it is. So we paste the link of our form, so it will replace the one. Now this text now have the link of our form. If we share this with someone, when somebody opens this link, and sometimes when you send it, you wait for the photo to load, so it goes with the meta photo. So we go ahead, when somebody opens this given form, it will look like the one we actually copied everything from. So somebody will go ahead and fill it. So like an example, we go ahead and fill this form to test our form. So there it is, and in this case we can click on next. Like you see here, it is asking us to enter our email. We can change that settings so that the email is not a must for somebody to enter, but here in this our form it is a must. So we'll show you how to change it. So now you go ahead and fill these details. You enter your location, the person will enter their phone number, the number reachable on WhatsApp, or their WhatsApp number. They also do the same, they put in their active email address, and then of course they go ahead and choose the current location, and they can only choose one. So then a sample of the product, and of course here they choose either yes or a no, whether they want to work part-time or full-time, the date number 10, and then of course willing to join the rest, yes, and then okay, the requirements, and then say I'm ready, and it's not a must for them to answer number 14. Then we click on submit. So when the person submit their form, on your end, the form we had created here, you see that the responses will change. Now initially the number of responses here were at 0, but the moment it loads, you see the number of responses is supposed to change to 1, because so far we have one person who have filled our form. You can see now we have one person who have filled our form. Now the responses is 1, and you can see it. Now we have one response. If you wanted to see who that person is, we click on responses, and then we can actually click on individual. So when you click on individual here, it will bring us the individual people, so the individual details, and you can see right now we have one person who have filled the form, and here are the details of that person. So let's say a scenario, maybe you have lost this tab. How do you get back your form? So on a new tab, if you wanted to get our form, maybe you want to make some changes on see those who have filled it, when we now search Google Forms, and just click the first one, when it opens, remember this is how we started. On the top left corner there will be this icon here. That is what you click, that icon on the top left corner. You click it, and when you click it, by sometimes it will bring up to you the email. Exactly my opening, yeah, So that is it. So that is the email I'm supposed to choose here. So when I choose that email here, it is supposed to bring you the drive, the files, or so like in this case I'll see maybe it is this one here. Now you open it like that, then you click these three dots, the one below, that one, and when you click it, you go ahead and click open on a new tab, and now it will open your entire form in an editing mode. So that is how to create a Google form. If you found this informative, feel free to share with someone. Subscribe to this channel to not miss such updates. See you in the next one. TJ George, TMS. Have it blessed.